Ever had that moment where you're holding onto a jar of pickles, and no matter how hard you twist, the lid just won't budge? You're sweating, your face is red, and you're thinking, why won't this just open? But then you give up, walk away, and when you come back later, it opens like magic. Relationships can be like that jar of pickles. Sometimes, the harder you try to hold on, the more it resists. So, if she chooses another man, let her go. Why? Because you're about to win big time. Let me explain. Number 1. The reality check. Let's be honest, rejection stings, but it's not the apocalypse. If she's choosing someone else, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a matter of preference. You are not some disposable item on a store shelf, waiting to be picked up and validated by someone else's approval. You are a complete, valuable individual with unique qualities that make you who you are. If she doesn't recognize that, it's not your failure. It's just a mismatch. Think of yourself as a pizza, a delicious, cheesy, mouth-watering pizza that countless people would love to have. Now, if someone walks by and says, "I'd rather have a salad," does that suddenly make the pizza worthless? Of course not. It's still just as incredible as before. It simply wasn't the right fit for that particular person. The same goes for you. Someone out there will appreciate exactly what you bring to the table, not because you had to convince them, but because they genuinely see your value. So, instead of questioning your worth, remind yourself, you're still the pizza, and the right person will recognize that without hesitation. Number 2, the freedom factor. Letting her go isn't a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of self-respect and strength. It takes courage to recognize that love should never be a battlefield where you constantly fight to prove your worth. When someone hesitates to choose you, they're showing you exactly where you stand in their life. And that's a reality you must accept rather than resist. Clinging to someone who isn't fully invested is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with doubt, insecurity, and one-sided effort. You may have the endurance to keep going, but why burden yourself unnecessarily? The moment you release that emotional weight, everything changes. You'll find that your steps become lighter, your mind clearer, and your heart more open to someone who doesn't need to be convinced to stay. In letting go, you're not just losing a person. You're gaining peace, self-worth, and the space to welcome the right kind of love into your life. Number 3, the upgrade mentality. Letting her go isn't just about loss. It's about making room for something greater. Think of it as an upgrade, an intentional shift from settling for the familiar to stepping into the extraordinary. Imagine you've been playing a video game on medium difficulty. It's comfortable, predictable, and safe, but it doesn't challenge you or push you to your full potential. Now, picture switching to hard mode. The stakes are higher, the obstacles are tougher, but the experience is far more rewarding. That's what happens when you release someone who no longer aligns with your growth. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even painful, but this is where real transformation happens. You'll develop resilience, sharpen your emotional intelligence, and elevate your self-worth. More importantly, you'll create space for someone who genuinely matches your energy and ambition. Someone who complements your journey rather than holds it back. Growth is never easy, but the rewards of leveling up are worth every challenge. Number 4, the self-worth boost. When you choose to let her go, you're making a powerful statement, not just to her, but to yourself. You're affirming that your self-worth isn't dependent on someone else's validation or attention. It's like walking away from a table that only offers scraps when you know you deserve a full-course meal. Too often, people settle for less out of fear. Fear of loneliness, fear of not finding someone better, or fear of regret. But the truth is, when you hold on to someone who doesn't see your value, you block yourself from those who would. The moment you stop chasing someone who takes you for granted, You shift your energy from desperation to self-respect. And that shift is magnetic. People can sense confidence, independence, and self-assurance, and those who genuinely appreciate you will be drawn to that energy. You're not just a piece of something valuable. You are the whole masterpiece. And when you recognize that, the world will too. Number 5, the humor break. Picture this. You walk into a party, and there she is, with him. That sinking feeling starts creeping in, but here's the thing. You have a choice. You could retreat to the corner, wallowing in self-pity, stuffing your face with chips, convincing yourself that the world is unfair. Or you could take control of the moment. Instead of letting her presence dictate your mood, you step onto the dance floor, owning the night with confidence. Maybe you're moving like a pro, or maybe your dance moves are so bad they're legendary. But either way, you're having fun, and people are drawn to that energy. You crack a joke that sends laughter rippling through the room, proving that your happiness doesn't depend on her or anyone else. And the best part? While you're out there enjoying yourself, maybe, just maybe, the guy she's with is watching you, secretly wishing he had your charisma, your freedom, your ability to shine no matter the circumstances. That's the power of choosing yourself. Number 6, the bigger picture. Life is too short to waste on someone who doesn't truly choose you, and every moment spent clinging to someone who isn't fully invested is a moment lost. One that could have been used to build yourself up or connect with someone who genuinely values you. Think of it like holding on to a losing lottery ticket, one that has already been scratched and clearly states, "Sorry, not a winner." No matter how much you stare at it, hoping for a different outcome, the result remains the same. Keeping it doesn't increase your chances of winning. It only keeps you stuck in false hope. Meanwhile, the world is full of new opportunities, new people, and new chances at happiness. But you won't find them if your hands are still occupied with something that was never meant for you. True self-respect lies in knowing when to walk away, not out of bitterness, but out of the realization that your time and energy deserve to be invested where they will be reciprocated. Let go of what isn't meant for you, and open yourself up to the endless possibilities that await. The win. If she chooses another man, let her go. Because, in reality, you're not losing, you're winning in ways that matter far more than you might realize at this moment. You're not just walking away from someone who wasn't right for you. You're walking towards someone who will appreciate, respect, and genuinely value you. You're gaining the freedom to focus on yourself, to evolve, and to elevate your life without the weight of someone who didn't see your worth. More than that, you're reclaiming your self-respect, the silent yet powerful force that shapes your future relationships, your confidence, and your overall mindset. And let's be honest, nothing feels better than knowing you were willing to let go rather than beg for someone to stay. That's real strength. So, drop the jar of pickles, because holding on to what's already spilled won't serve you. Drop the backpack of rocks, the burdens of regret, insecurity, or self-doubt, and step fully into your win, knowing that you're walking lighter, stronger, and with a smirk that says, "Her loss." Because it is. And while you're at it, don't forget who you are. Life is far too short to waste even a moment trying to be anything other than your unapologetically awesome, pizza-loving, dance-floor-dominating self. The world doesn't need another person sulking over someone who couldn't see their value. It needs you at your best, showing up, standing tall, and winning at life. So, step forward with confidence, embrace the endless possibilities ahead, and remember, the best revenge isn't anger, bitterness, or proving anything to anyone. It's happiness. It's growth. It's living so well that you barely even remember why you were upset in the first place. Now go out there and win.